Welcome to Kasper Konnect. We're using technology to bridge the gap between the office and the field. Stay connected to the mission, stay connected to the team. Let's dive right in.
Hey guys, welcome to the Kasper Konnect podcast, where we get to connect with you guys and girls as much as we can from the office to the field. And so we're glad that you are tuning in. And our good friend Drew is going to tell us what we're talking about today.
Yeah. So today we're talking about Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. We've been kind of working through a lot in the fields, talking about with different you guys about ways that you can help influence. And one of the things that John Maxwell, a leadership guru, talks about is leadership is influence. And he helps to kind of make a way for you to see that through a book that's out there called Developing the Leader Within You. But he displays that in what's called the Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. And so we'll put that up on the screen for you guys in just a second. But you're going to want to understand that when we walk through leadership dynamics, things often change and our relationship to people change. And so Maxwell does a great job of helping us maybe see these levels of leadership that we can have and the way that it can impact people, and kind of really boils it down to like a very simple way. Mm-hmm. And so I want to kind of walk through the Maxwell 5 levels of leadership, presenting that to the team, and then us talking about how those levels can change amongst us and things like that. Cassie, can you do me a favor? Can you read through the levels of leadership for me?
I sure can. So level 1 is position. People follow because they must. Level 2 is permission. People follow because they want to. Level 3 is production. People follow because you deliver results. Level 4, people development. People follow because you invest in them. And level 5 is the pinnacle. People follow because of your reputation, influence, and legacy.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
Thank you. And so the conversation would be, man, there's these different levels. And so it's like, how would we want to get our team to understand these different levels, maybe like where they're at, how it influences what they're doing, who they're working with. And so kind of like, what would be our first way of kind of going, how could you discern what level you're at?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you first, especially like in organizational structure, when somebody first comes in, all they have is position, right? It's like, hey, this is Justin, he's going to be supervisor, whatever. It's like, and so everybody has an assumed level of like his authority and his leadership that's only based on his position. And as you know, and I mean, he may have a reputation that precedes him somewhere else.
I'm just thinking how I used to have the front desk, and I loved not having that.
Yeah.
I'm the undercover guy. They're like, hey, can you
Undercover
sign
boss.
this? I'm like, sure, no problem. Another person's like, hey, I'm here for an interview. I'm like, great, sounds good. I introduce them, and it's like, man, I don't like the idea of the level 1,
the positional authority,
there, right? Yeah. So,
but so I think people, you've got to have some level of like, okay, this person, this is the, organizational structure, who reports to who has authority over who can do these things, who can't do these things. And so that's kind of just the basic level. And then as we go through, from 1 to 5, it's like, those are all the things that you can be doing in this, the time that you're taking and the way that you're investing, all these things to get you from, hey, I now have this level of leadership, not just because of the title I carry, because of all these other qualifying factors. So I love the whole idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what do you think, Carlos?
I don't know. It's just obviously we understand that each role has its responsibilities and expectations. But we can also say leadership is not only coming from a title standpoint; it could be anything else. Showing up on time and doing things the right way can be a form of leadership that gets you to the other levels. So
yeah, I'm thinking in the interview process. So somebody sits with somebody because they've been told that person is the right person to interview, right? So they assume position 1, and then it gets to a point where, in order for them to go to somebody out in the field, a foreman, we have already, as an organization, assumed position 2. They've chosen. They want to be here. And then we use that position 2 to delegate back to position 1, another opportunity into a foreman. And so they have to then earn, that position 2 and 3. And when I think about this, a tool to measure where you might be on this 1 through 5 could be, how much do you value your title? There's a lot of people that go, man, you're going to, like, we just changed like field supervisor to coach because it actually helps manifest what that position really is as a coach. But if like, man, field supervisor or area something, like Earl doesn't get caught up in, oh man, you're going to call me coach. I'm like, no, Earl is a coach. That's why he's good at his job. And Todd's, so if you're like, man, I used to call myself the CFL, the cheerleader, firefighter, lemonade maker. That's what I did. And I didn't care if I'm CEO or whatever you call me. So if you're really put a lot of value into an office, a title, you may be stuck at the bottom of the leadership rung. Yeah. Because if you value that, it's probably because it's a tool that you use regularly. And if you have to say who I am and what my responsibility is, we're nowhere near number 3, 4, or 5.
All right. So if we can use that as awareness to understand, like, in some sense, like where we're at.
Yeah.
What's one of the key factors that's going to help elevate you from one position to the next?
Well, awareness would be, I think, the first thing. It's humility always comes up every time.
Yeah.
And the reality is like, man, ask the people that work with you. And if you feel that they're being transparent and give you real feedback, you're probably higher up than maybe even you think.
Yeah.
Because if you're using your position, if you're a one leader, a level 1 leader, people are probably not even going to answer you correctly or honestly, because they're going to be afraid that you're using your position potentially against them.
Yeah.
So that's one idea.
Yeah. Cassie?
I think also, and I think we've talked about this before, it's putting other people above yourself. It's not only worrying about you, your position, what you have going on, how are you getting ahead? It's how can we as a team get ahead? How can I help grow other people? How can I invest in other people? How can I care about other people? It's like that phrase, people don't know how much people...
They don't care what you know until you...
Yeah, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
And so, that's how you develop relational equity with people and your competency, as you continue to invest in yourself and grow and develop yourself, people will see you growing and then they'll want to follow along because, it's contagious. When you see people around you growing and developing, it's a contagious thing. And they're like, oh, I want to be part of what's going on. So when you develop competency, when you develop relational equity, people will start to follow. They know that you know what you're talking about, and they know that you genuinely care about them and what's at their best interest.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't you want to follow along?
Yeah.
And so I think those are ways that you can start to move from 1 up to 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So Carlos, I like how it starts off in the instance of going, you get the position because you can get things done. But then there's a level where it transitions over to relational dynamics of like, you're going back through and it's because of the way that you're impacting the people around you. But then it almost goes back to, it's like people follow you because you deliver results. So it goes back to, again, almost what you can accomplish again. And so it's like, when you think about what our team needs to be accomplishing, in the field, in the office, like what are some of the major elements that are standing out for the results that they need to be delivering?
I really like what you said.
Thanks.
It all like
Which part?
It all sums up to like trust. So I like how like you invest in people and you create that trust and you bridge that gap and obviously have great communication as a leader that kind of just instills what your expectations are and what you want out of people that they can, deliver what you're looking to get out of them.
Well, you kind of said it is like the idea of like investing in people.
Yeah.
And so our growth chart, when you talk about production, it's actually not how many widgets you can install.
Yeah.
It's all based on leadership. So our growth chart, I won't do it correctly, but like in Apprentice 1, we are expecting you to manage yourself, to lead yourself well. Apprentice 2 is, and it's a certain time period. It's like 2 to 4 hours with little to no supervision. Supervisor comes back. You've done a good job.
Yeah.
All right. You're an apprentice 1. Apprentice 2 is a longer period of time. You can lead yourself well for a longer period of time. And you may even get into where you may have an apprentice 1 with you leading another person. A mechanic is leading themselves well. They're also leading a smaller team well. And then when you get into a lead position and foreman position, it just grows the amount of people you can lead well for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So nothing says how much half-inch EMT you can bend or install in an 8-hour day. It's literally investing in other people. And that's the production we are looking for at Kasper Electric. Is, are you duplicating yourself?
Yep.
And so many times, unfortunately, a lot of the corporate world, in order to move up, you have to push others down. Here, it's like, man,
You want to bring them up?
you actually have to build the team under you, and that's what makes you rise.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, and there's like you said, that's such a predominant corporate culture idea. And, you have to unlearn that when you come into a company like ours. And it takes time because people are used to people, stepping on their toes and taking credit for their work. And they're used to people, stepping on them. And so they're trying to, hoard their work to themselves and hoard their knowledge and information. And they're trying to keep it all close to their chest because they're trying to promote themselves and not, promote it because that's what they've been taught. It's like fight or flight. And they've been taught to hunker down because this is the only way I'm going to survive in this company. And so you come to a culture like ours, which is like, hey, we don't have secrets close to our chest. We share everything. We're here for the good of other people. We want you to help grow other people. We want you to grow yourselves. Like, we're all in this together. And I think it's a culture shock for some people, and it does take time to unlearn that. But it's important to know that's the kind of people we're looking to onboard and looking to grow, here in our company.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the how to win friends and influence people. We talked about leadership is influence, and in that book, one of the greatest ideas that I took away was somebody else doesn't have to lose for me to win. So one of my gifting is finding the win-win. It's like, if somebody has to lose for you to win, probably don't need to be on this team.
Yeah.
We need to find the win-win all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you get to the point of pinnacle, is people literally follow you because of your reputation, influence, and legacy.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I want to be around somebody who, in their eyes, in order for them to win, I have to win. If I have to lose for somebody to win, that's a level 1 position.
Yeah, that's a good point. So final parts on this, I want to really hammer this one part away, because someone might look at this chart and go, well, I'm a level 3, but they're looking at that holistically. But it's actually really important to look at this from a point of view of, with one person, you might be a level 1. With one person, you might be a level 3. With one person, you might be a level 5.
Right.
And then you could kind of go like, all right, well, like I'm going to take the average,
Yeah.
and like feel it out, and even like you have to think of timing. Like, honestly, with a lot of the people right now, I've been a level 1, level 2, and then it was like great. I was having like conversations last week, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, I can feel the levels rising, and it's like, it's a really cool experience because they're like, I can see what your role is actually accomplishing now. Before we had no clue.
Right.
So,
Who's this guy?
Yeah, no. So it's been super cool, but
You can't jump to a level 5.
You can't jump to a level 5.
I feel the same way because I'm so rarely in the field, and I don't get the opportunity, and we're trying to work on that more. But like, I so rarely get the opportunity to interact with the guys and girls in the field. And so it's like, when I go out there, like, they literally only know me from position. Like, they don't know me personally. I have not like communicated with a lot of them, versus you walk into the office and like, these are people I'm individually investing in all day, every day, and have built more of that relational equity and credibility with. So you got to, like, your point that I think you're making is, you got to gauge where you're at with different people, because you're not at a 5 with everybody, but you're also not at a 1 with everybody.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know what? Someone might leave you at a 1 and you just keep working towards a 5, you know, because it's like, that's just how people can be sometimes, you know, but it's our matter and our result to just continue to put trust out, to work, to give grace, you know, and then operate in that capacity. But I think a cool thought process to kind of work from is like, when you're in the office, when you're in the field, like literally picture the number that you believe that they're at, that they think you're at over their head, right? So if it's the number 1, you just go, all right, they're 1. So then you now know kind of the level in which you're trying to compensate for to try to keep building. And then that way you can really help yourself to diagnose and achieve a better result.
Yeah.
And then, so if it's a level 5, man, congrats, but it doesn't stay there, because things can happen, time can depreciate, and it does slide back a little bit. So you always want to be working. You don't never just achieve and arrive. We're always growing.
You made such a good point, because if I think you're a 5, like you think I'm a 5, like I'm a 5, you're a 5 with me, but I'm actually a 1, but I'm talking to you, like I just assume that you have all of this, you know, credibility and legacy with me, then like we're going to have a huge miscommunication.
Totally.
And so it is such a good idea to diagnose as you're like talking to people, like, hey, where am I maybe at with this person, and how can I move it up the ladder?
Yeah.
That's good.
Anything else?
I just love the idea of like, even if you hit 5, you've got to keep it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so no one's ever arrived.
Yeah.
You don't arrive at 5.
No.
You work to get there, and you work to stay there. It's like we just saw, you know, the World Cup. It's like they've got 4 years. They can't just like rest on that and like show up in 4 years and go, oh, we're the top dogs. Like Spain's gonna have to work for another. They're going to have to work harder for the next 4 years, because everyone's gunning for them.
Yeah.
But the idea of like, once you arrive, you don't just stay there. You have to work to keep that.
Yeah.
So and that's just relational equity. That's time, you know, and one of your ideas was like, it takes time. So it's like, instead of maybe taking that average, is like, everyone that's been with me or under me or on my team for a year, like, where's that average? Like, don't average in the new people, because within a year you should have the opportunity to really gauge where you're at.
Yeah.
So, and I love the idea of like, some people are difficult to earn that. Like they're not lending trust out very easily. Some people are like, hey, I'll follow you. It's been week 1, and this guy's like, I love this guy. You know, and so
You got to
everybody's
give
different.
grace to
It's a constant.
those people that came from another culture.
It's a constant, and some people are going to take a lot more time, but that we're thinking about it just almost levels the entire company up. If everyone's thinking like, where am I as an influencer, as a leader to everybody, like, it's just getting my perspective proper to be a better leader in general.
And then picture where it's like, now this becomes common language, like in the staff, be like, man, I had you at a level 2. I'm sorry, but I'm now moving up. Or it's like, you know, once it becomes something that can actually be expressed, now it becomes a much more viable tool. So,
I love that.
In the morning, you have to draw a 1 or a 5 on your face.
Right on your
sticky notes.
forehead. That's a great idea.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate this. This is leveling up leadership. Influence is just constantly what we're looking to do at Kasper Electric. We have some amazing people in the field. That's another opportunity. It's like, if you see somebody as a level 5, ask them, because they didn't get there by hoarding that, like you said. It's like, ask them, like,
What
hey,
did you
Todd,
do?
hey, Gene, hey, and Jim, hey, CJ, hey, all these guys. It's like, how did you get there? What do you do? Share with me. And I promise you, if they don't share with you, they aren't what you think they are. Because all the level 5s share.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and make sure you write level 5 in your name in the comments to try to win that Visa gift card. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next week.